Okay, so think about this. You're about to spend the next 8 hours completely unconscious. What if you could turn that time into your body's most powerful tool for health and rejuvenation? Let's get into the hidden science of a perfect night's sleep.
We spend about a third of our entire lives asleep, and we tend to focus on just one thing, how many hours we get. But what if the way you sleep is silently wrecking your health? And listen, the stakes here could not be higher. How well we sleep impacts literally everything, from how sharp you feel tomorrow to your long-term risk for some of the most serious diseases out there. So let's start with the most basic question of all. What is the right way to position our bodies for those 8 hours every single night? Well, it turns out most of us, about 63% in fact, are side sleepers. So let's start there. Because, and this is the key, there's a huge difference between sleeping on your left side versus your right. Now, this is where things get really fascinating. You have two totally different worlds, ancient Ayurvedic medicine from India and modern cutting-edge science. And they have both arrived at the exact same conclusion. Sleeping on your left side is by far the best thing you can do for your health. And the first reason why is all about simple mechanics, really. It has to do with the anatomy of your stomach. It isn't perfectly centered. It's actually shaped kind of like a bean, and it sits over on the left side of your body. So when you lie on your left, gravity just helps keep everything down. And this illustrates the difference perfectly. When you sleep on your right side, you're literally tilting your stomach in a way that lets acid flow back up into your esophagus. You know that horrible burning feeling? Yeah, that's heartburn. And sleeping on your right makes it so much more likely to happen. But the benefits don't even stop with your stomach. Your heart's main artery, the aorta, it actually arches to the left. So when you sleep on your left, your heart is literally pumping blood downhill, with gravity helping it out. Plus, your spleen, which is basically a giant filter for your blood, is also on the left. This position helps it drain and clear out waste much more efficiently. So if sleeping on your left is so great, what about the other positions? Let's take a quick look. Sleeping on your back is a pretty solid neutral option. It's actually fantastic for keeping your spine aligned, which can prevent a ton of neck and back pain later on. The main drawback is that for some people, it can make snoring and sleep apnea worse. Sleeping on your stomach, on the other hand, well, I hate to say it, but it's the most stressful position for your body. It forces your neck into this twisted position all night, and it flattens the natural curve of your spine, putting a ton of pressure on your back. Your body actually has to work about 25% harder just to keep things running. So here it is, the scorecard. The crucial point is right here. While other positions have their pros and cons, sleeping on your left side gives you all these clear physiological benefits with basically no downsides. Okay, so we've got our bodies physically aligned, but the real magic of deep, restorative sleep, that happens on a chemical level. It's all about mastering this delicate dance between two key hormones.
On one side, you've got melatonin, the hormone of darkness that tells your body it's time to power down. On the other, you've got cortisol, the stress hormone that gets you up and alert in the morning. Now, for truly great sleep, you need high melatonin and low cortisol at night. The problem? Our modern lives, with all the late-night stress and bright screens, are constantly getting this delicate balance completely backward.
You know, your body has an internal clock that's hardwired to follow the sun. When the sun comes up, cortisol spikes, kicking your brain into gear. As the sun sets and it gets dark, cortisol is supposed to dip way down, allowing melatonin to rise and gently guide you into a deep sleep. It's this beautiful, natural cycle called your circadian rhythm.
So the goal then is actually pretty simple. We just need to help our bodies do what they're naturally designed to do. Instead of fighting our own biology, we need to start working with it.
And we can do that by following 3 simple science-backed rules. Think of them as hacks to get your hormones working for you, not against you.
Okay, rule number 1, go dark. And I mean completely dark. The research on this is just wild. Even a tiny amount of light, like the size of a coin, can disrupt your melatonin production. Rule number 2, ditch the blue light before bed. The light from our phones and screens literally tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which crushes that melatonin release. So turn on a blue light filter, or even better, just put the phone away an hour before bed. And finally, rule number 3, keep it cool. Your core body temperature actually needs to drop to initiate sleep, and a cool room helps that process along perfectly. All right, so let's tackle the last piece of the puzzle. We know how to sleep, but the big question is, for how long? How much sleep do you actually need? While the answer isn't one size fits all, it really changes throughout our lives. The National Sleep Foundation provides these really clear guidelines. As you can see, for most adults, that sweet spot is somewhere between 7 and 9 hours a night. So there it is, your checklist for a perfect night's sleep. Number 1, position.
Sleep on your left side. Help your body work with gravity, not against it. Number 2, quality. Create a dark, cool, screen-free sanctuary to maximize that melatonin. And number 3, duration. Get the right amount of sleep for your age. Simple as that. You now have this scientific blueprint for perfect sleep. And remember, this is not just about feeling rested. It's about fundamentally changing your health from the inside out. So, what's it going to be? Which secret will you put to the test tonight?